Hi. Hello, welcome to the Dune Masters channel where I fix things. In this video, I am going to be working on the dome lights or courtesy lights for the Volkswagen Vanagon. And at first, I was planning not to record anything because I thought it was a quick fix, but it turned out to be not a quick fix, and I'll show you shortly why, and hopefully this will be an entertaining video for you. On this van, since I had it, the dome lights or the courtesy lights never worked. And since I'm slowly making everything functional in this van, I decided to see what's going on, why they're not working. And as you can see, I've taken apart the dash, trying to chase where these wires go. And first thing I noticed, I'm sorry if the picture is blurry, is that there are two ground wires and a positive wire is going in here into a pillar. But when I reached in there, only the two wires coming out of there. One is ground and one is black, and the black one is for what I assume is for the rear defrost. And one thing to mention is that this van had an insane mice infestation problem. I mean, they were everywhere. I had to gut the van completely and pressure wash it multiple times, and I had to air it out for like a year. It smelled so bad. Luckily, there were not many, or there were not much mice damage to the wires. They chewed up some wires, but nothing really important. I mean, I turned the key and the starter turned, and most of the lights came on, and the wire harness here is undamaged. But they got into these vents, and they chewed up some wires, mostly that I saw in the back. But the wires are chewed off. It was not connected to anything. And when I shined a light inside this hole, I can actually see the chewed up red wire in there. So I had to fish that out and probably solder it together and connect it to the I think is fuse number 8 from the left to the fuse box. It's one of these guys. I have to look at the diagram. This video won't be as exciting as my previous videos with time lapses because due to the smaller area, and I can't really get in here and get a good camera angle. So I will try to show you how I will solder and repair these wires. Here I have a brown wire, not quite brown and white wire that's original, but I'll use this one and I'll label it also for myself and maybe for the next owner of this vehicle if I sell the van. And also here I have the red wire for the positive side, and I will try to solder them and make my own connections. I have not looked at the diagram, but I assume that this wire right here that runs along the dashboard or underneath the dashboard to the right side, it connects to the other switch on the passenger door, and this end will connect to this switch right here. But I think I lost quite a bit of wire here, so I'm going to add some wire. Put some flux. You guys remember Radio Shack? I'll add one more piece. I have very talkative birds in my neighborhood. So the switch end, I can actually take this off and put the switch aside. Don't forget to put the heat shrink on first, because you won't be able to once this goes on. Flux. There's a cat climbing over the fence. I repaired this section. Now this wire will go to the wire inside that's going to the A-pillar, and then I have to also connect the red wire, the positive, that will go inside into the fuse box. The two wires in my hand are ready to be soldered. On the positive side, I put two different sizes heat shrink, the red one and the black one, so it's well protected and well shielded in case it rubs against something, so it wouldn't get damaged and rub through and cause fire underneath my dashboard. And I got the other two wires stripped, so I just need to attach them, but I can barely fit my hand in this space to solder it, so I want to record it. I was able to get a little bit more slack by pulling the cable this way a little bit. It helped a little bit, pulling it from all the way back. So once I'm done soldering, I will pull it back so the connectors for the dome light will come out through here. But right now I'm going to solder these, and I'll show you the end result. The ground wire came out a little chunky at the soldering connection, but it'll be fine. It's just a ground wire, and the positive wire came out pretty good. I'm just waiting for it to cool off so I can apply the heat shrink. Now it's hard to see, but here are the three wires. All the way to the right, the black wire is for the defrost, I believe. The middle is the hot wire for the dome light, and the left wire is the ground for the dome light. So a couple things to note in case you're doing a similar job. So when I turn the ignition, we have this great wire that's going to the relay number 4, and it's for the buzzer. So basically, if the door is open, I don't have enough hands, but basically when this wire makes ground, it makes the annoying buzzing sound, and it's because when the door is open, this switch makes ground contact, but when the door is closed, it breaks the ground, and one side of this goes to that gray wire for the buzzer, and this side is going for the gray dome light or courtesy light. So my next step would be adding a spade connector to the positive wire for the light, and then feeding this wire and the gray buzzer wire through this hole and connecting it to this switch. I cleaned up the contacts a little bit. So now I need to add a spade connector. I have a little kit of connectors. It's pretty solid crimp. Not the prettiest, but not the worst I've had. So here is the power wire connected to the back of the fuse box. Okay, so I have the wires through. It's actually really easy to feed it because it's a straight shot from one hole to the other on the other side of the dash. Well, it doesn't work. However, I checked with the voltmeter or multimeter, and it's getting voltage. It's getting voltage, and I believe the culprit is these really badly. Well, I wouldn't say it's really badly corroded, but the corroded terminals. I just had to clean them up. Areas right here that make contact when you turn on the switch. So I'll bend them up a little bit, and I'll try to use a wire brush to clean it up a little bit. So maybe if you're not getting lights, that could be a reason why your lights don't work. It's good news. The light works. We have off position. It's it's very touchy. Come on. And so this is constantly on, off, and this light activates when the door is open, and the switch actually works. So I'm pressing here, and it still needs probably a little bit of filing of the connectors, but semi-functional. I'm getting somewhere. So it's off, door is closed, door is open, but I think the switch still needs to be cleaned more. Here's another wire that was chewed up by mice, so I'll need to mend that as well. This is the stuff I use, liquid tape, and it looks roughly like this basically. Here's the wire after I applied the liquid tape, and I don't think I'm gonna put any tape over it. It looks pretty good, and it's protected. It feels plasticky, rubbery, so I think that should be fine. And all the lights are functional, and the switch works.